Welcome in the video lecture series of operating system. Myself Avdesh Dikshit from IIT Ayodhya, and today I am going to discuss the contiguous memory locations with variable partitions. As I have already discussed, the static partition or fixed partition schemes. In fixed partition schemes, the memory partitions are decided before the running of the program, or that is known as static partition. But in the variable partitioning scheme, a partition is decided when a process requests for memory space. Here it means we have already not decided the partition size, and therefore we can have many partition in a same memory. Partition size may vary, and therefore it leads to the multi-programming also. That means more than one program can accommodate space into the memory. So variable partitioning scheme, one major advantage is that means support multi-programming, support enhanced multi-programming schemes. And second thing, when a process comes, first of all, it allocates the space as per the process, and if there are earlier holes, then this scheme allocate the memory as per the process size, and leftover space can be allocated to some other process which can accommodate that. So this is one and major advantages of the variable partitioning scheme. Means if there is a memory space, and this is OS part, in that space, whatever the size of this memory, let it is a 1 GB, now it can be allocated for a single process P1 or for multiple process in variable partitioning scheme. Let any process of 100 MB comes, then this here allocated. Another process P2, let 200 MB comes, then it is allocated, and so on. And when the process complete execution or the terminated, that the space is deallocated, and that is be available for the next processes in the memory, and that the available space is known as a hole here in the variable partitioning scheme. And now one major disadvantage of the variable partitioning scheme is that partition size decided at the runtime. That means a CPU have to do a lot. That means requires more time, and initialize storing the addresses of the partition, storing the address of the memory locations, and allocating the space at the runtime. So in variable partitioning scheme, that requires much CPU time in comparison to the static partitioning scheme, but having more advantages. That's why we use the variable partitioning scheme. The static partitioning scheme was used in 1960s when there were the mainframe computers, but later on they used a variable partitioning scheme. And now today we are going to discuss a numerical example of variable partitioning scheme by using three policies: first fit, best fit, and the worst fit policies. Now we just assume that this is the primary snapshot of our system. That means we assume that at a particular instance of time, a snapshot of the memory is here. Here this dot dot refers that blocks are already allocated by someone processes, and the holes are those holes which are available: 500K holes, 150K holes, 300K holes, and 600K holes. These holes are available for the further processes. And now here we assume that Our process are P1 212K, P2 417K, P3 112K, and P4 426K. These processes are requesting from a memory to allocate them. So first of all, we consider the first fit policy. In the first fit policy, as we already discussed in the static partitioning scheme also, here in the first fit policy, the operating system allocate the process in the first available partition which can accommodate it. That means it will not search the entire list of the partitions. Now here, look here, P1 size is 212K. First of all, it searches the space. Now look here, 500K. This 500K can accommodate 212K. Here it means the 500K here, part of that P1, process P1 allocate here. And now how much space is rest there? 288K. 212 allocated and 288 is rest. Now this can be used for further process. Again, process P2 requires 417K. Now operating system search from the beginning. Here it is a field. 288K cannot accommodate 417K. It is, this part is also filled. 300K cannot accommodate, and now 600K can accommodate the process P2 417K. That means process P2 can accommodate this 600K. Means P2 here, look here, process P2 can accommodate, process P2 accommodated into the 600K, and the rest of the space is available for further processes. Here how many rest of space is available? 417K and 600K, means 183K. 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 Now look here, this 288K is a part of this 500K. 150K is independent whole here, 300K is independent whole here, and 183K is a part of the 600K partition that can be utilized for further process. Now next, process P3. P3 size is 112K. Search from beginning. Now this 112K can be accommodated by this 288K. Here it means 112K is accommodated here. 112K means process P3 here allocated space, and rest space is what? 288 minus 112 means 100 288 minus 112 means 6, 7 and 176. Here this is what 176 is available now. 176 is available now. Now again process P4. Look here, process P4 size is 426K. Now it will search from the starting. Here the free space 176K cannot accommodate it, 150K cannot accommodate it, 300K cannot accommodate it, and 183 cannot accommodate it. Now look here, 426K is requesting, and how much size is available right now? 300K and 150K, 450 is available here. and also this can also accommodate 183K and 176K is available here, but process P4 cannot be allocated here. Why? Due to the external fragmentation. This is the case of the external fragmentation. A memory have size in totality but not at a single place, because we are just studying contiguous memory location scheme. Then this can be left up in always bit, in which in first fit partitioning scheme, and this is due to the external fragmentation. Although external fragmentations can be removed by using compaction, actually compaction nothing but it moves the allocated space at one side and all the blank space at one side, and then the rest side will be larger. But this process is very complicated and I think not feasible also, and that's why we rarely use compaction, because when we are using compaction, then we should ensure that no process must be in the running state, otherwise there will be a problem. Right. And now let us understand second best strategy. In the best fit strategy, as we already know that in best fit strategy, processor requesting process allocate in the memory in which the leftover size becomes least. Leftover size becomes, this is also 600K. Now P1 212K. So first of all, the whole list, the process P1 will search the whole list, that whole list will be searched and it will found that suitable allocation block in which it can fit, and it left minimum leftover space. Then 500K, 150K, and this is the 300K. This is 300K, 600K. Now look here, 212K can be accommodated by this partition 300K, and there will be, because 150K cannot accommodate it, and 500K and 600K will leave the largest block, rest block. Then 1202K will be accommodated by process P1, and the rest size is what? It is a 88K. It is what? 88K. 88K. This is the 88K available for the next process. And now next process P2 417K. Now it will search the whole list, and 417K will be allocated in the 500K, because it will leave the least space. Now 417K means P2. Here P1, it is a P2, and now what amount of space is left here? 417, 500 minus means 83. Here 83K is available here. And now next P3 112K. Now 112K, it will search the whole space. 83 cannot accommodate, 150K can accommodate, 88K can not accommodate, or 100K. Then 112K will be accommodated by this 150K. 150K means P3 is accommodated by here. And now 150 minus 12 means 38k is left here. Here 38k is left here. Again next P4 426k, only one space is, block is there, it will accommodate P4. Now here P4 accommodate 426k, that means 174 is available here. Now look here in variable pattern scheme. Here best fit working best, but not in all cases. That depend upon the snapshot of the CPU positions and the requesting processes also. Look here, if here is any external one thing, variable pattern scheme, there cannot be any internal fragmentations, because all the internal fragment of of any partition can be allocated by any other suitable processes. So there is no any chance of internal fragmentation, but definitely external fragmentation arrives. But what is the size of the external fragmentation here? Here external fragmentation size is nil. Why nil? Because there are no any process requesting here. No any other process are requesting here. That's why we say that there is not any external fragmentation scheme. So this is the best fit. Now let us discuss the worst fit strategy. In the worst fit strategy, the requesting process allocates memory space in such a hole, or in biggest hole first, or in such hole in which rest over space will be maximum. Now P1 process comes, it will search from beginning to end, and the largest hole is 600k, means 112k is allocated, 212k is allocated here. K or P1 is allocated here. P1 is allocated here. This is not 212k. How much of space available there? There is available 388. 388 available here. K. Now next process P2 arrives. Size is 417k, and the largest block which can accommodate the 417k is 500. Look here, here is 500k, but no other block or partition can accommodate this 417k, and that's why 417k will be stored in 500k block. 400 P2 will be accommodated here, and now leftover space is what? P2 417, and this is 5. Here it means 83k is available now, new partition. Now P3 is 112k. Scanning from here, there is 83k, there is 150k, this is a 300k. 300k largest, and this is a 388k. So here largest block available is what? 388k. Then 112 will be accommodated by this 388k. This is the P3. And how much space available right now? 388 minus 112 means 6. 276k. 276k. Now Consider the next requesting process P4. Size of the P4 is 426K. 426K. Now, it will search the whole list, and there is no any partition which size equal to 426K. Although 83K, 150K, 300K, 270K holes are available, but no one can accommodate 427. In totality, the space is available, but process cannot be considered due to not availability of any contiguous space, and this is the case of the external fragmentation. And the size of external fragmentation is what? The size of process means 426K. Here, in worst case, now for this example, first fit and worst fit cannot accommodate all the four processes, and the best fit can accommodate it. That's why we assume that most of things would be cleared, means how the first fit, best fit and worst fit policies are workings, and what is variable partitioning schemes. Thank you for watching videos.